Good day, everyone. I am Ma'am Pearl Mizrak G. Barangan from Urdaneta City National High School. For today, we will be discussing problems involving polynomial functions. These are the steps on how to solve problems involving polynomial functions. We have Step 1. Draw a diagram or make a representation. Diagrams are a great way to help you visualize the problem and keep things in order. You may also create a table, list, graph, or charts that outlines or represents the information you need to know. We have Step 2. Figure out what mathematical equation or equations you need to use. Step 3. Set up the mathematical problem or equations you need to use. This is done by using the data generated in the problem, applying the right mathematical operation to be used. And lastly, we have Step 4. You have to solve the problem. Okay, we have example on Activity 1, all about numbers. If two consecutive numbers have a product of 210, what are these numbers? So again, we will use the 4 steps in answering polynomial functions. So Step 1. Let x be the first number and x plus 1 be the second number because, as said from the above problem, they are consecutive numbers. Step 2. Since it is stated that they have a product of 210, so we multiply x by x plus 1. So our mathematical equation should be x multiplied by quantity x plus 1 is equal to 210. Step 3. You multiply x by x plus 1, so we have x squared plus x is equal to 210. And writing it in standard form, we have x squared plus x minus 210 is equal to 0. As you can see, we have a quadratic equation. So we may use quadratic formula in finding the value of x. So the quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, where a is equal to positive 1, b is equal to 1, and c is equal to negative 210. And for your Step 4, we have x is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. By substituting the values of a, b, and c, we will have the answer negative 1 plus minus 29 divided by 2. So here, the values can be x is equal to 14 or x is equal to negative 15. And x plus 1 is equal to 15 or negative 14. We have another example on Activity 2, all about age. Juan and Pedro are cousins. Juan is older. If the sum of their age is 42 and the product of their ages is 405, how old are they? So again, the solution we have Step 1. Let J be the age of Juan and P be the age of Pedro. Step 2. Since it is stated that the sum of their age is 42, we may use J plus P is equal to 42 for our equation 1. And the product of their ages is 405, so we have equation 2, J multiplied by P is equal to 405. And note that J or Juan is older. Step 3. From the equation 1, J is equal to 42 minus P. And substitute this in equation 2. We have 42 minus P multiplied by P is equal to 405. So we have 42P minus P squared is equal to 405. Writing it in standard form, negative P squared plus 42P minus 405 is equal to 0. Again, we have the quadratic equation. So we may use quadratic formula where A is equal to negative 1, B is equal to 42, and C is equal to negative 405. For step 4, we will evaluate or solve the problem. So we have P is equal to negative B plus minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. By substituting, B is equal to 42, A is equal to negative 1, and C is equal to negative 405. We will come up with the answer negative 42 plus minus 12 all over negative 2. So P has two values where are 27 and 15. Since one is the older, then one is 27 years old and Pedro is 15 years old. You may recheck by getting the sum and the product of their ages, wherein 27 times 15 is equal to 405 and 27 plus 15 is equal to 42. Let us now proceed on example on activity 3, all about area. The length of a rectangular plot is 3 meters more than the width. If the area of the plot is 180 square meters, what are its dimensions? So our solution, we have step 1. The area of a rectangle is equal to length times width, but the length is equal to W plus 3 because it is stated that 3 meters more than the width. So, step 2, we may write the area as 180 is equal to quantity W plus 3 times W. Step 3, evaluating the mathematical equation, we have 180 is equal to W squared plus 3W. And rewriting it to standard form, we have W squared plus 3W minus 180 is equal to 0. Again, we have a quadratic equation. We may now use the quadratic formula where A is equal to 1, B is equal to 3, and C is equal to negative 180. Step 4. We will now solve the problem. W is equal to negative B plus minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. By substituting the values of A, B, and C, we have negative 3 plus minus 27 all over 2. Note that area is a non-negative value, so we will all use the positive values. Thus, the width is equal to 12 meters and the length is equal to 15 meters. So that's it for our lesson regarding solving problems involving polynomial functions. Thank you and stay tuned for the next virtual instruction. Have a nice day.